Previously.
Swirl. Okay. Then, Dex was attacked by swirling winds filled with bits of wood and metal and glass. The pain was like being stuck. Hello, everybody. This, hello, everybody. This is another book of the night, but, we got chapters 3 and 4 to do. Yeah. So, if you remember what we did on chapters 1 and 2, if you remember chapters 1 and 2 from the other night, good. Because now I'm about to read chapters 3 through 4. Which, let me just figure out how long that is. Chapter 4. So, from page 11 to 23. Now let's start. Crash! Dex hit the pavement. It took him a few long seconds to realize what had happened. It wasn't the car that had knocked him down. It was Zeke. The dog had smacked him into the bike, sending Dex tumbling to the streets seconds before the car would have hit him. Dex sat there in shock until Zeke revived him, which with an attack of slobbering licks. "You saved me," Dex said, burying his face in Zeke's smooth gray fur. "Okay, Lucky, go, buddy. There you go. Audience, here you go. Not this one, not this one. Okay, next page." Dex was still catching his breath when a man came rushing toward him. Dex realized that it was the owner of the car that had almost hit him. Dex hauled himself to his feet. "Are you okay?" the man asked breathlessly. "I think that dog of yours might have superpowers. Did he actually push you off of that bike?" "I think he did," Dex said, staring at the man. There was something familiar about his shiny bald head and friendly brown eyes. Wait, no, could it be? Dex's heart started to pound. "You're Dr. Norman Gage." Dex blurted out, "The storm chaser." "That's right," the man said with a surprised laugh. Dr. Gage had his own TV show called Tornado Mysteries. Dad and Dex watched it every week. Jeremy had loved it too. What was extra cool was that Dad actually known known Dr. Gage in college. Dad always regretted that they lost touch. "I'm Dex James," Dex said, trying not to squeak with excitement like one of the Tucker twins. "I think you maybe know my father, David." Dr. Gage studied Dex with a confused look, but then he burst into a big grin. "You're kidding me! You're Dave James' son," he said. "I miss that guy. Your dad is one of the smartest people I've ever met." "I love your show," Dex gushed. "Ha," Dr. Gage said, "and I think I almost ran over my only fan. No, my dad and brother love your show too." "That makes my day," Dr. Gage said, and Dex could see he really meant it. Dex looked over at Dr. Gage's vehicle, which he recognized now from the show. It was a bright red SUV with thick tires and a forest of antennas sprouting from the roof. It looked more like a tank than a regular car. "What are you doing here in Joplin?" Dex asked. Dex knew that Dr. Gage lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was a good 2 hours away. "There's a workshop I'm going to this evening," Dr. Gage said, "but I'm going to stay over and do..." Okay, that's all both pages. Okay. But first, some storm chasing tomorrow. There's an interesting storm brewing to the west. There's an interesting storm brewing to the west of here. You think we'll get a tornado? Dex asked. We got plenty of storms every spring. Violent thunderstorms that turned the sky black and sent down sheets of rain. There are tornado warnings practically everywhere. Practically every week. But there hadn't been a big tornado in Joplin in 40 years. You never know for sure when a tornado is going to strike, Dr. Gage said, but I've been tracking this storm all week. From the way things are looking, I think we could get a tornado somewhere north of Glenina. Glenina was about 10 miles from Joplin, just over the Kansas border. Dex felt a mix of fear and excitement. I've always wanted to see a tornado, he blurted out. Not a big one, of course, and not up close. He understood that tornadoes are one of the most destructive forces in nature. Powerful tornadoes are like mile-wide chainsaws, with winds that can get up to 300 miles per hour. Strong enough to pulverize buildings, to destroy buildings, turn a neighborhood into a pile of wood chips, or pick up a tractor trailer and hurl it 100 yards. Tornadoes are terrifying, but they're fantasizing. Okay, I've then forgotten to say a word. Fantasizing too, like Komodo dragons and black mamba snakes. Dex had always wanted to see one, and with his own eyes, not just in YouTube videos or on Dr. Gage's show. Tell you what, Dr. Gage, why don't you and your dad come along with me tomorrow? Okay, here you go, Lucky. And here's the picture. We're on to chapter 4 now. I can't guarantee we'll see anything. Most times I don't, but there's always something new to learn. Dex's heart leaped up, but then he remembered that both Mom and Dad had to go to the Joplin High School graduation tomorrow. All of the teachers had to be there. My dad won't be able to come, Dex said. Dr. Gage reached into his pocket and took out a business card, which he handed to Dex. Have my old buddy give me a call. Maybe he'll let you come and help me out. Dr. Gage gave Zeke a last pat on the head and got into his SUV. Dex blinked his eyes hard. Sure, this was all a dream. But no, he had never been invited to go storm chasing with Dr. Norman Gage. He might actually see a tornado for real. Chapter 4. That night. Sounds way too dangerous, Mom said, adding a dash of pepper to a bubbling pot of chili. I don't like the idea of Dex heading off with some thrill seeker. Okay, guys, I just realized I didn't play music. Thrill seeker. Dex, Mom, and Dad were in the kitchen, cooking their usual Saturday night chili dinner. Dad had already spoken to Dr. Gage, and he was excited for Dex to go on tomorrow's chase. Now they just had to get Mom to go along with the plan. Now here you guys go. What up? There goes go. The Norm is a serious scientist, Dad said. Mom eyed him. What he does is dangerous. David Norman Gage isn't chasing bunnies, he's chasing tornadoes. Now there's a show I'd like to see, Dad said. Norman Gage Bunny Chaser. That made them all laugh, with Mom's sing-song giggle rising up loudest. Good sign, Dex thought. When Mom was really upset, not even Zeke could make her smile. After Jeremy left, it seemed Mom hadn't cracked a smile for a month. Mom stopped laughing. I just feel better if one of us were going along. There was no way she or Dad could miss the graduation ceremony. Dad brushed one of Mom's blonde curls off of her forehead. I trust Norm. He really doesn't take risks, Dad said, and this is an incredible opportunity for Dex. You should see his car, Mom, Dex said. It can go faster than any tornado. Mom looked at Dad and then Dex, flicking her dark eyes back and forth. Dex held his breath. Finally, Mom gave her "I surrender" sigh and flashed a smile that Dad swore was prettiest in Joplin. All right, victory! After dinner, Mom put the scramble board on the table. She looked at Dex hopefully. Quick game, scramble. Used to be another Saturday night tradition. Mom, Dad versus Dex and Jeremy. The fierce games would stretch 4 hours over bowls of popcorn and chocolate ice cream. When Dex and Jeremy won, they'd parade around the house like Super Bowl champs, whooping with joy. Dex couldn't tell his mom that with Jeremy gone, Scramble was just a boring game. I guess good night. I need to go get a good night's sleep for tomorrow. We're almost done, right? Okay, yeah. What up, tweet? Okay, yeah, we're almost done, everybody. He said goodnight to Dad and headed up to his room. He watched a couple episodes of Dr. Gage's show and got ready for bed. He pulled back his blankets to make a spot for Zeke. He had to yank hard to undo his sheets, which were tucked in extra tight. Jeremy had taught him how to make his bed that way. He had just finished SEAL training in California, the most brutal military training in the world. It was 6 months of pure misery, Jeremy said. Endless days of grueling runs, freezing ocean swims, and impossible obstacle courses. The worst night for Jeremy was when they had to swim for hours in the freezing Pacific Ocean. The surf was so rough that he got thrown against some rocks and cut his legs. They finally pulled me out of the water, Jeremy had said. They were afraid my blood would attract the great white sharks that feed in that area. Diggs had repeated that story to Dylan and the guys, and they had almost fallen off their chairs with happiness. Huh? Okay. Dex also showed Dex also showed them Jeremy's SEAL trident pen, which Jeremy let him bring to school for the day. The pen was a golden eagle clutching an anchor, a gun, and a three-pronged spear. Dex explained that out of 118 guys who started in Jeremy's training class, only 23 passed and got their pens. The guys crowded around Dex, staring at the pen in awe, as if it was a dinosaur egg about to hatch. What was the best thing Jeremy learned in training? Dylan had asked. Final page we're reading today. Almost without thinking, Dex said, to make his bed right, it's the first thing a SEAL learns in their training. Anyone who does it wrong gets their bed ripped apart by the instructors. I don't get it, Dylan said, not rudely. Dex had said the same thing to Jeremy, and now Dex repeated his brother's answers almost word for word to the guys. Because you make your bed right and you've started your day doing something right, and if you have had a hard day, you can come home to get a bed you made, so you can go to sleep and get strong again for the next day. The guys watched for Dylan's reactions. That makes sense, he said finally. And now Dex climbed into his perfectly made bed and snuggled up with Zeke. He said a silent good night to his brother and a prayer to keep him safe. Tonight, at least, he didn't lie awake thinking about Jeremy. His head was filled with tornadoes dancing in the sky, touching down in his mind and carrying him off to sleep. Oh my goodness. Here you go, Lucky. Next page is chapter 5, so I'm not going to let y'all see it. I got accident. Pick up. But yeah, that's where we left. That's where we're going to be leaving off tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Got to 1 minute. If you got to 1 minute. 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 5 seconds into it. Probably because I didn't turn it on a little sooner, you know. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. See you in the next video. Bye.